know this.
Oh, I see.
He's got
I see.
all of this is recorded for later
Yeah,
incriminating
for
purposes.
evidence, he likes to go through and he's got note files about each of us.
I sure do.
Oh
there
no!
with the Blacktail file.
They're all filled with hashtags.
I believe it. On that note, hashtag welcome to Y Caliber. I'm your host, Matt. We're playing Dragon Age RPG. We've been playing it for what feels like an eternity now, and I'm told there's an eternity to come.
Hashtag infinite dice.
Hashtag dice forever.
Hashtag may
But
we
that's
game
okay.
forever.
We're having fun. We're having fun, and hopefully you're having fun. Watching us having fun. Funception.
You're
Anyway,
really dropping the hashtags here. I'm not impressed.
I'm really I'm not a fan of hashtags. If you like hashtags, feel free to put some in the comments below.
Don't.
I will not look at them.
Don't do it.
I mean, let's be honest.
We will all
Two
ignore them.
people left that leave comments after the system change. We miss hearing from you, public. But anyway, we're playing Dragon Age, the tabletop role-playing game. We have no Roland tonight. He's off doing Roland things.
Yeah,
and everybody else
out.
is here.
He claims they're professional things.
I don't believe it.
I'm assuming he's getting prostitutes.
Yeah.
Getting some high-class ass.
Well, good for him. Good
Exactly,
for him.
exactly. So quick roll check. We got D Davis over there. We got Feral Knights. GM is Jared, of course. We've got Steve. Buy his book already, for F's sake. And I'm Matt. And there's Matt over there.
Hi.
And there's another Matt lurking. He's not really part of this. Probably isn't listening. But he's on our Rumble channel.
He's Roland tonight.
Oh my god, we should do that, but he won't do it. And yes, we're continuing with Hound and Master, I believe is the name of this adventure pack. It's a Jared original.
It is.
Last week,
Nice.
we didn't get on a cart with a stranger. It was a good lesson for all the kids watching, I thought.
Yeah. We spent like 2 hours not getting on a cart.
We did. We had to debate that, the pros and cons. How tired are we? And as it turns out, for those at home, if we had gotten on that cart, he would have robbed us. Shock.
We would have tried.
He probably would have succeeded, and we would have woken up in a ditch.
Wake up, your clothes are gone.
Exactly.
Small incisions on our kidneys, where our kidneys should be.
Nobody wants an elf kidney.
Aww.
It's probably shaped like an arrow or something.
And Orestes' kidneys have probably failed a long time ago.
Yeah, people wonder how he's alive, and he's actually doing dialysis under his beard. He carries a big jar of his urine around also.
Anyway,
we didn't get on the card. We barely got to Danarum. We drank the secret fluids from Duncan. We're all Grey Wardens now. We met the king, and the king was all like, "Yo, bitches! What up? I've already got a Grey Warden over here." And that's when Blacktail walked in.
Yep, that's a pretty good summary. And that's where we resume this week.
So, I'm just gonna make this clear. Niram wants to punch him in the face.
Right.
No, I mean like really. I'm going to be rolling dice in a second here.
Okay.
Oh, Amek's gonna straight up kill this guy. It's going to happen.
Guards and stuff.
I really hope Kalen jumps in the way and is killed by.
I did just take unarmed style.
Time paradox.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that, Steak.
I mean, the guards are free to try to stop me. Naturally.
So okay, so you guys are going to attack him.
Well, I'm going to denounce him at the very least.
Yeah, like what's he doing as he walks in? Is he like waving at us like a walk-on role on a sitcom?
Is he swaggering?
There's a bit of swagger.
Or
He's
does he
wearing.
look at us and then his jaw drops and
He actually doesn't seem surprised that you're there.
Son of a bitch. Literally.
I get it.
Well
It was a
played.
He
Set
has
up
a
from
he
the
has a rather
beginning.
smug look on his face. Okay, when you go for him, a bunch of guards try to get in your way.
Well, it's not
And
like I'm drawing my
and
sword.
Duncan
so-
is like, and like the king gets up and he's like, "What the hell?" And Duncan's like, "Stop!"
Nah.
Don't you know who this guy is?
no.
Right.
Okay. He will. His face will not be replaced with Niram's fist today.
I know only that he is a Grey Warden who was dispatched by the Warden Commander of Orlais.
When?
Duncan turns to look at King Kalen. Kalen's like, he arrived a week or two back.
There's no way he was coming from Orlais. We know this guy.
Well, don't all of you Grey Wardens know each other?
No.
All fighting valiant battles together?
Aye, we do.
There's nothing valiant about Blacktail.
By the way, Niram is like totally mad dogging him. Just like his single eye is just focused right on him.
His single eye starts to bulge out of its socket.
Hagram, of course, has no idea what's going on.
Hagram just edges away.
BFF Duncan. What's all the hubbub, Bob?
Blacktail does back up a bit. But I mean, he's got the guards in front of him.
So wait, Duncan, do you know this guy?
Not personally. However, I do believe he has the established credentials from the Warden Commander from Orlais.
I don't believe it. This man is a blood
From
mage.
There are some gasps.
Arestus' hat lifts off of his head and is stuck to an overhead vent.
Duncan
really get that
and
fixed.
the other Grey Wardens, like there's him and there's like another Grey Warden there. They don't seem overly bothered by this.
He awkwardly coughs into a fist.
They're gonna like, well,
Oh, yeah, blood mages, yeah, bad.
the policy of the Grey Wardens is to do what they must.
Well, I think he should explain himself.
And King Kalen is like, but why this Blacktail is a valiant hero. He told me of many darkspawn that he defeated on his way back from Orlais. And Blacktail kind of puffs up a bit under the praise.
Right.
Are you sure it was Darkspawn? And not just, a poor
Large
traveler that
dogs.
couldn't.
He's Grey Warden. What else would he be fighting?
Us?
You?
Yeah.
And Blacktail breaks in and says, there was an unfortunate misunderstanding between us before this group joined the Wardens.
An unfortunate misunderstanding?
I was on an important mission for Warden Commander Alicia, which they happened to stumble into the middle of. There were some tragic losses. But in the end, everything worked out, didn't it?
mean after you tried to kill us?
Well, you did interfere with my mission.
Your mission to mind control people?
Mind control? No, I was simply nudging that particular banwreck in a useful direction.
Nir makes this little low growling noise. Now he's like partially a dog, I guess.
He starts barking at him. Sniffs his butt.
This is terrible slander, Kalen says. You shouldn't talk about one of your fellow wardens like this.
Well, I wouldn't talk about
What
one of my
evidence-
fellow wardens like this.
What evidence do you have of
What
your
a
charges against
good
Blacktail?
point. We don't have any evidence.
Oh, we still
Mm,
got
we do
that
have his
collar.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You know, the one with his
obvious.
blood on it.
Well, we
Yeah.
don't have a DNA lab to prove that.
Everyone goes, "What the hell's DNA?"
Quick, call cousin. Call Gilbert.
Dragons and ale.
Yeah. We need to call Horatio.
Well, I'll blow the horn for Horatio then.
I
This
don't
dragon
doubt
got
that.
aged.
Yeah.
Oh, mm-mm.
Instead of putting on shades, Nir puts on a second eye patch.
Can't see anything. So wait, you're telling us that we interrupted a warden mission on a mission that Duncan sent us on?
Well, that would seem to be a bit of a problem, wouldn't it, Commander Duncan? Blacktail says, looking towards Duncan, who frowns a bit. I was not aware that that Commander Alicia was performing any missions inside of Ferelden. Jesus, that's some heavy breathing.
That was an ominous thunderclap.
Perhaps the commander exceeded her purview a bit. Kalen just kind of looks really confused.
Aresta also looks confused.
What else is
In
new?
fact, he moves to stand with the king.
The king seems alright with it. You're a Grey Warden, so you're cool by him.
And he also becomes quite large.
Aresta really needs to cut down on all that bread.
It's all that rabbit stew.
He's suddenly the Bolin of the party.
Stand next to the king, and then I become quite large, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
Whoa now.
Yeah. I'm gonna stab him in the ribs, if you know what I mean.
oh.
Push your oar into his ribs.
Oh,
No.
I don't like what I've started.
So anyway,
Yeah, Aresta's confused.
so business as usual.
Yeah.
Well, what do we do, guys? You know.
Little awkward.
Amek,
Yep.
what do we do?
If this is honestly some type of warden conflict, I don't know that there's anything we can do.
But I think we might want to let the king and Duncan know what was going on over at that vineyard.
Yes, where he mind controlled the band and caused hundreds of deaths, or at least dozens.
Have you heard of that King Buddy?
I had not heard of anything of the sort. But again, do you have some proof of these charges? They are quite serious.
What type of proof would satisfy you, my liege?
Do you have any?
Well, we've got this collar he was wearing. Beyond that, you'd have to speak to the bands involved.
Yeah, this is your collar, isn't it, Blacktail?
Blacktail says, I've never seen that before in my life.
Well, it would have been difficult to see, what with it being around your neck all the time, I imagine.
Are you telling me you can't turn into a dog and run around?
No, of course not.
Mick, I'm out of ideas.
Well, if the collar won't satisfy the king, then we would have to get in touch with the bands. Perhaps their word would be more valued than ours as Grey Wardens. Passive aggressive.
To be fair, we just became Grey Wardens.
That's right, we were on
This is
Grey
my
Warden
first
business
day.
before that.
Clearly, the king doesn't know that.
We joined the Grey Wardens, instantly we're bros. Nothing else matters.
That's right.
Actually, the Kalen, that's probably right.
Yeah. You're valiant heroes. But so is Blacktail.
And it'll take weeks to hear from the bands. I mean, Blacktail, you tried to kill us. Meow.
Arista says that out loud.
Out of your beard.
Looks like the cat's out of the beard.
The cat's
You were-
playing the role of Roland tonight.
You were interfering with Grey Warden business. As Commander Duncan said, Grey Wardens do whatever is necessary to win.
Well, what were you doing out there? A lot of people died.
I had heard reports of Darkspawn activity. I was investigating.
With a
So
bunch
most-
of brigands and bandits.
One uses the forces one can get.
You couldn't have just spoken to the band? As opposed to taking over his brain?
That's such an ugly way of putting it.
But you do admit to having influenced a man under the king here.
I did what was necessary.
Yeah, and how'd that work out for you? Did you find those Darkspawn?
No, because a group of bumbling idiots wandered into the middle of my plans.
Maybe it was a really stupid plan. Did you consider that?
Was it that group of 3 adventurers that we never heard from again?
The V team?
The beating.
Arresta's wife?
Have you heard from her? I'm quite worried. Well?
Duncan clears his throat.
Oh.
Perhaps we can deal with this at a later time. As for your other 3 friends, they received medical attention, and as far as I know, have gone off about their lives.
Well, as long as this is dealt with, because I can't have a man like this wandering around, never knowing when he's going to try and kill me again.
Niram's going to actually back off now, but it will be noted that he's never going to leave it, take his eye off of Blacktail.
Never ever?
And that's
Never.
how he died.
I like Niram points at his one eye, points at him.
Using his
No.
middle
He's about
finger.
to leave the room. Just when he's about to leave the room, he takes out like a little glass eye and holds it over his shoulder.
Well, I mean, I'm not happy with it, because it really was a lot of horses died, you know, and men also, but we won't talk about the trinkets I kept, and really, what's going on then, Duncan?
Alright, well, Duncan and make sure that you guys get excused from the king's presence before he starts talking to you guys. And as you're leaving, you can see Kalen and Blacktail start talking to each other.
And then they high five.
That's later.
You need to make sure that he's not influencing the king's mind.
Well, infighting amongst Grey Wardens is discouraged.
Is brainwashing discouraged?
Technically, the Grey Wardens are not supposed to interact in the political affairs of the realms. Our only interest is dealing with the Darkspawn. If you believe that Blacktail is acting outside of his mandate, then while I'm gone, the 6 of you will stay in Denerim, and you may investigate. If you can gather evidence that there is some wrongdoing on his part, then we can deal with that.
Oh boy.
In the meantime, I would ask you to be careful. It hasn't been so long since the Grey Wardens were allowed back into Ferelden. It would not do well to cause any serious political harm for us. So please be circumspect. Be careful.
Well, we'll do our best. And seeing as we're not dying this time, our best will be considerably better than it was before.
Or will it?
Dun,
Find out
dun,
next
dun.
Outside the castle, there's an entire army of bearscarns.
No!
They're all being ridden by Blacktail.
You got them stacked up like a pyramid.
Yeah, he's on
I
top
thought
of the
he was doing,
Bearscarn pyramid.
The splits like that Jean-Claude Van Damme had.
Nice.
Hegram,
Yes.
Duncan says as he turns toward you, as you will be the most senior warden of the group, you are responsible for the others.
Oh, no. Hegram just looks super crestfallen immediately. Like, I thought I done did the deed. Now. Oh.
It seems that the 6 of you work well as a group, so
Really?
I would have you continue as such for now.
Well, I'll try my best, I suppose. Yay, go Team Grey Warden.
Yeah. Oh, well, everyone put your hands in the middle. Meow.
The cat's paw emerges from Aresta's spear.
And it's like the cutest thing anyone's ever seen. But Blacktail gets all like puffed up and angry over there.
Oh, I hate cute things.
And cats.
I'm gonna go mind control a cat and make it kill itself. I'm Blacktail.
Wow.
That would be the sign of a supervillain right there.
Yeah, he's awful.
But come on, Aresta's got his hand out. You gonna leave him hanging?
Everybody
Yes.
else just starts walking
This
back
is-
towards the
yeah.
inn.
Yeah. This is the moment in Assassin's Creed where Leonardo da Vinci wants a hug. And it's a quick time event, guys. Come on.
No one presses X.
Nobody? Nobody.
Emic awkwardly shakes Aresta's hand.
No, just put your hand on top. Now the rest of you.
Hey, what? Why?
Come on, do it. It's a thing we do down in Orzammar.
I didn't see anyone doing it there.
Well, you didn't really look, did you? They were trying to kill us.
I'm gonna historic lore that.
Roll it. No, they don't do that anymore.
Alright. Here's the backup plan.
Oh no!
He starts looking angry and his shirt starts to tear.
Everybody's gone.
Oh.
Courage!
Just for fun.
Go on, Aresta, let's go.
Neram's too busy looking at Blacktail
And
anyway.
I'm like, okay.
Hagram has to put his hand in.
Go team!
return to your inn.
Yes.
Is it a
It's
nice
pretty
inn?
nice. It's pretty nice.
Oh my god, are there rooms?
Yes,
No, we never get rooms.
Yeah, we
there are
never
actually
get rooms.
rooms.
We're gonna get attacked. That's the only time we got rooms.
Like
Funny
here,
you
sleep in
say
this
that.
sleep in this
I
pile of
worked on
dirt in the
food.
corner.
Yeah,
It's our finest accommodations.
No, there are rooms. There are 2 rooms, but there are rooms.
Hey, Grum, let's sleep together again.
Phrasing?
Beer buddies.
You guys can
Okay.
stay with Roland.
I call top bunk.
There's
Bunk,
just the one
no.
large
You call
bed.
Big Spoon.
Oh.
It's just a bunch of tatami mats spread across the floor,
No.
and
No.
we're not in Japan.
No.
Well, Niram, I guess you have to be the little spoon.
That is not of the Cune.
Spoons
I
are
never
not of the
see you
Cune.
Coming.
Oh. And by it,
Anyway.
I mean me!
So you guys have a uneventful night.
Yay.
Restful at last.
So
Guys
wait.
mhm.
So, did he give us a mission, or are we just gonna keep an eye on Blacktail?
The
He
mission's
didn't
to
give you a specific
investigate
mission.
it.
He was telling you guys to stick. The original plan was you guys would sit tight while he went off to check some stuff and then came back.
Oh,
Because you guys are newbie wardens, they don't want you just running off doing whatever.
it's probably a good idea.
We're not doing
But
whatever.
now-
We're fighting evil.
But now, of course, there is investigating Blacktail, and also there's that merchant.
Merchant.
Right, the
The
merchant.
one who wanted your book.
The one who's
The guy
not
who
here
wa- yeah,
right
the one guy
now.
who wanted to buy the book.
Oh yeah, that guy. I thought you meant we were gonna go shopping.
You could.
We can do that later if we have to leave.
So, yeah, so the next morning, you guys get up, Duncan and most of the other wardens have left.
I need to get some more feed for our horse.
But you guys have got the room is paid up for about a month.
Dang.
You
Sick.
got a headquarters.
Time to kick
Yeah,
back
you
and
got a place
relax.
to hide out. It's fairly luxurious. It's certainly better than sleeping in ditches like you guys were doing for the past several weeks.
Hey, some of those ditches were really comfortable.
Sometimes it didn't even rain on us.
No, it never rained. That was me.
Oh, god damn it, Aresta.
Oh,
Poor Hagram.
oh, the purple stuff again.
Don't ask.
So, yeah. So, what are you guys doing next day?
I
Midnight
need-
breakfast of real food.
Nice.
We've got real food.
Hagram is gonna wander about town and, suddenly talk to Joe Schmoes. Maybe do a little investigation about, when this Blacktail guy arrived in,
Alright. Roll.
Denerim.
Do we have, say, proper warden? Anything with a warden emblem on it?
Yeah, you guys have warden uniforms, like
Okay.
the dragon, the ones in Dragon Age 2.
Yep.
With like the blue and silver. Yeah.
It's
With
just
the
I
cool,
don't want
with
to walk
the cool
around
hoods
town.
for roguey types.
I don't want to walk around town,
Knife ears.
Yeah.
Getting yelled at for being an elf.
Yeah.
You there, elf, come do my taxes.
Alright, so Hagram.
So keep your hood up for
That's
most
actually
of the day,
that's
too.
a really good roll, actually. You find out that you talk to some people. Most people don't really recognize them. I mean, Denerim's a big city. But you do learn that somebody roughly matching that description turned up about 2 weeks ago.
How long has it
And
been
when-
since we got black-tailed?
Oh boy,
About
It's been
3
like a
months,
month.
hasn't it?
It's a couple months, right?
it's been a couple months. Yeah, it's been months.
Okay.
Because it was like 6 weeks to get to Orzammar, at least.
Mm-hmm.